advocate for.
O simolotse ha kae mo dipolotiking go itlhella ultimately, of course, sitting into the VP
I didn't
office?
have an opportunity to get into many structures
Yeah.
and be politically active before I started,
Yeah.
because I just resigned e le gore yaanong ke ya gone ko dipolotiking. But kana ha o le mo tirong, you can't participate actively in politics. But because again the background history, a history teacher, le yone it fueled that, because we learn a lot ka dipolotiki when you are doing history, and that also I think motivated me, and therefore a ke tswa hela e be le gore ke a simologa, and I was lucky because my first attempt I was successful. I made it. In go sena bo bulela ditswe then. It was just a committee of 18.
Okay.
And the committee of 18 is a committee of loyalties. You don't break the circle easily when you are a newcomer. Because ba dumela mo rra bone yo ba nang nae. Ke batho ba le 18 hela, you can imagine.
What kind of teacher do you think you were? Or what kind of teacher do they say you were? Bao ba rutile?
No, ke gone ba buang. A ke re pele ne ba tshaba re ba ruta. Now they are grown up, they are in jobs, some they are applaud you, some when they see you, they thank you, some they say yes, you ngapa or shapa me kanti o ruta bothale. That's the things that they are saying. So in hindsight, you can see you are doing a good job, because some of them they excelled. Ba bangwe ba heletsile ma politiki, ba bangwe ba heletsile bo ra dithutego, ba ile ba na le di-doctorates, you know. So you see, you have contributed, and a lot of them, a few naughty ones, a lot of them ba go bolela hela mme o sa ba lemoge ke ba golo hela, you know.
I don't know tuta. And no re sharp.
You do that. They say that, but being amused, you know, not also.
Now, life after high office, life after life as an ordinary citizen of Botswana. Ra go bona re bona ka re go le boitumelo bo ko godimo Slambisto.
I don't know what that means.
Ke re ne re go stressa thata ha o le mo officing. Ka gore gompieno ke a go bona la re bona mo maranyaneng, o na le nako ya go lebelela match-e, o na le nako ya go tlhola dikgomo, o na le nako ya bana le ya ga mmabo ko lapeng. Unlike when you were in office.
Maybe when I was in office, it was a question of how you appeared, but all these activities were still there. Yes, I was still a farmer. I was splitting my time, though hard as it was, but I would go to the farm. Yes, football, yes, I was playing stadium. So I hear people saying you are relaxed, you are happy, you are the happiest person. I don't see it.
You don't see it. We see it.
Okay. Hey, mingling with people is easier now because you don't have too much commitment. You have time for yourself and your friends, and you can go to any place. You wake up one morning, you are not stressed by a schedule, a tight schedule. Then you have to do something.
But what low?
Okay. Okay.
And what's your relationship like with former President Re Mokgweetsi Masisi? Do you still keep in touch?
We are in good terms. Not only him, all the people, colleagues and friends and past former presidents, including those who have left us slow. We had always maintained. I have always maintained, and they have always maintained good relationship with.
No, I batla
sengwe ka founa hela. Le ene ga batla sengwe wa founa, because there are so many. We are all farmers.
Yes.
There are so many activities that we meet in and then discuss. Le botshelo hela ka kakaretso needs engagement all the time.
Khona go botsa gore ke kana e pudi e ga ke itse gore ira jang e batla jang ha e
No,
dira
I need
jang
the master farmer.
eh
He advanced quickly and
er
naga was our to young because I wasted a lot of time. Uh,
yeah
mm,
na se ntse
mm,
mpalla mekento ke se ntse ke
mm.
le ko
Yeah,
didiweng
me naga leka ke roba ile mebedi hela, then I will continue doing the right thing.
If you just joined us, we're in conversation with the iconic Slumber Tsogwane. He joins us this hour on Iconic Conversations. Feel free to send us a text message or a VN. How about Dumedisa? Dumedisa, you know what Iconic Conversation is about. It's about relaxed conversations and getting to know the man behind what he's always been known for. Your relationship with the current president, nickname how is that?
No, Ghana and we have been together go parliament.
Er,
Yeah.
er.
And now is the other way around. He's teasing. We were teasing him when by then.
Yeah.
So now we are at the receiving end of the stick.
Er.
So he's getting the opportunity to tease us. So we've been always there. Even that name he has been always calling that name,
Yeah.
even when he was a member of parliament. Mm.
What do you call him?
Yene.
Er.
No, yene ke misa rebo kwela.
Er.
Yene ke nana lil maina abita. Now we're teasing him for not staying too long in parliament. Eh.
Saying
Eh, na yetela hela morena bo.
it's 2:17. You're on Iconic. We'll be back.
Town. Power to engage your world on 96.8.
All right, it's Gabz FM, power to engage your world. We see your WhatsApps coming in. Keep sending them. +267 395 6962. We're also streaming live on our social media platforms. Le platformo ya Motsadi ke tsela hore re kgone ka ko. It is on Facebook. Built to work hard, built to stand out. The Peugeot Landtrek is the ultimate workhorse. It's tough, capable, and loaded with smart technology. Designed for modern driving, from demanding job sites to everyday businesses, the Landtrek delivers power, comfort, and advanced features that keep you connected and in control. Strong on performance, big on capability, fully equipped for every challenge. Visit NTT Motor Group Botswana today at New Lobatse Road A1 or call 391-2579. Peugeot Landtrek, ready for work, ready for more. The time is 2:19 on Gabz FM, and this time check is brought to you by NTT Motor Group Botswana.
Visiting Zanzi will never be the same. Whether you're unlocking the soft life in Durban, making big moves, or chasing bigger dreams in Jordan, leveling up the vibes in Cape Town, stay plugged into every moment and to BW with the new SA data roaming bundles. Stay winning, stay exploring, stay you, stay connected. Enjoy affordable rates and roam just like you're home. Activate your bundles before you travel. Use the Maxit app or dial *121#. T's and C's apply. Orange is here.
Gabz FM. Power to engage your world.
The show is called Iconic. I'm Dollar Mac. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We are hosting the former Vice President of the Republic of Botswana, Re Slumber Tsogwane. He joins us this hour to conversate with us and catch up with us to let us know gore o ntse a ira yang, a dikgomo le dipudi kana leruo la tsoga, what goes on after office. What do you get up to? One thing I know, Motlotlegi, ke gore you are currently nominated, or you are currently appointed as the advisor of the African Tourism Board. Tell us about this role and your role
Yes, I feel very much honored
there.
to have been appointed, especially by an organization, an international organization.
Er.
The people that I have not known in my life before. I just received an appointment, and they were stating the reasons why they feel I should be part of them, the African Tourism Board. And to me, it's an interesting role because it really fulfills my dreams, especially rural development. I'm an advocate for rural development, having moved from teaching when I further studied. I studied development studies, and it is in development studies because I was much interested in the development of the my constituency, which is a rural constituency. So I even made a research in the constituency to find out how people live in my constituency, uh, applying research methods, methodology, and so forth, and getting the answer from the people themselves. And you can realize how much more people know that you may have underestimated, but they really know what they want and what can help them to better their lives. So that also encouraged me that even now I'm studying also rural development at PhD level, and try to understand deeply the livelihoods, how livelihoods are affected. And I can see a lot of mistakes that we have committed as a BDP government, because now is scholarship. You have to face the reality and clarity, and you can't be influenced by your political affiliation. Yeah. So I can see there's a lot more to be done. We've done a lot. We've done good, but there's a lot more to be done. So the road is not just uh, about to end because of that. So rural tourism here, we are promoting one destination, Africa. Africa is rich. Tourism is the only option now for sustainable rural livelihoods, because it's taking place in the rural areas where the people are there, and there are so many other things that we can do to diversify our tourism. We're talking about culture. We are a rich nation, rich of culture, different cultures. We can sell this, and even resilience of our tourism is challenged because of climate change and others. So tourism is the way to go, and that is the one that all countries are looking. And some countries purely they don't have other natural resources; they are dependent on tourism. And tourism not only they don't even have the type of animals that we have, flora and fauna that we have. They have uh, small cats. They also use other tourist attraction issues or places which are not like what we have here. We have the Okavango, we have the Kalahari, we have everything that you can think of in tourism, including culture. So we have not diversified, and we are promoting Africa as one destination of tourism. That's what we are doing for uh, African Tourism Board.
Interesting, very interesting. It wouldn't be right on the listener. So either banna ba batla juice nyana, go utlwa. And I think we need to just talk about the 2024 general elections, the reflections on the outcome, the lessons you personally learned, and ultimately, do you honestly think the BDP can retain power soon?
Well, politics, I didn't want to go into politics, but not you, but your listeners. They must know that men cannot live on bread alone. That is biblical. So there are so many things that we have to do. 2024 came and passed. The outcomes are there. We will live with them. So we don't have to regret, because it was time probably to leave, or to be told to leave by Botswana. And it's a democracy. In a democracy that happens. And the democracy, the good thing about it, it will always give you another chance, because it doesn't just stop there. It's just a 5-year thing. So it will come again. Those who are regretting, they will have to be wiser the next time. There are good things that are happening. We are not saying it's all regrettable, because sometimes you need to be in a very tough situation to learn to survive or to live and have resilience. I'm very grateful for the young generations who are being brought out at this difficult time, not because of party A or party B, because of the circumstances that are taking place are changing. We had our COVID, we did our best. They have their problems. Former President Mogai had his own also challenges, and former President Khama Khuzgolo also had his own challenges. So it evolves. It's life. We have to change and evolve to survive. So next time we will only survive on employment. There will be no other options that we have to survive on. So we must learn to invest in education, in health. It's tough time. Times for beneficiaries is past. That's one thing that I sometimes regret, that we've created a culture of beneficiaries. Instead of beneficiation is beneficiaries. In everything, CEDA, you expect beneficiaries. In everything, packages, you expect beneficiaries. So we can't be a community of beneficiaries. People have to wake up at one point or another.
If you just joined us, we're joined by Slumber Tsogwane on Iconic Conversations. There's a song we're going to play a little bit later that he requested. We'll talk more on that. But messages and calls, we'll take just a few right now. Here's one message that says, I must ask from a political perspective, what is the most proud to have done for the people of your constituency that he still looks back to it on this day?
No, that one you need to have first-hand information and personal experience. Ask the guy to drive to Maun through Rekops, and he must tell you what he has seen on the way. You know, and he must go to every village and test the water, and then and ask the people since when did they have this potable water. You must drive at night and see some lights and ask the people there, since when did they have energy or power in their villages. So he must drive, and it's unfortunate that the guy who has taken over now, because the situation is very difficult, things are being dilapidated. The roads are going back to the olden days where I also, when I joined politics, some of the roads were called by my name. What is the Lara Tsogwane? Di na le maina a rona. So they are getting to that state, you know. So I've done a lot. Not only that, I also wanted communities to stand up for themselves. I formed a trust which was intended to help the farmers. I had the donation of some 3 tractors that are helping farmers. I have a booklet here which anyone who wants can access it. Ibidiwa Katelopili. Katelopili here, it shows a lot of projects that I advocated for. Some from the private sector. The private sector is good money. It's only how you want to appeal for support for your people. As long as you don't want to get the money into your pocket, they will support you. So, but if you come wanting to get the money into your pocket, that's where you will fight them. Because if you go there and ask for communities for communities to be helped, they will help you. They helped me with 3 clinics in my constituency. You know, because health was my priority when I was a member of parliament. So, and I pushed a lot in terms of that. So even the Chopis group, they were helping with donation of houses for destitutes. So I was appealing to them. It's not that they were doing it voluntarily. I had to
No,
go and
it's
appeal. Ke kopa, ke re kana go ikopele nna ke kopela batho. So they will listen. And there's a lot. There's a lot. Like I've said, I wanted, the only thing, like I'm saying, tourism is not benefiting our local people, yet is supposed to benefit them. Or that's why we took a decision then to say Amadia a monetary or manage where no adi trust, because people were just taking this as cash cows now, and they wanted this to put money into their pockets. But otherwise, I think a lot has been done, although a lot can still be done.
Go na le mongwe wa tsala me gante lo o re romeletse molaetsa a re ke go encourage thata gore o kwale buka kana mongwe a kwale buka ka wena, because botshelo ba gago is very, very interesting. And I quote him, Ari, he's a vessel of Botswana's political knowledge, serving under 3 presidents and rising from the classroom to office of the president.
It's unfortunate that I can't do it now, yeah, go kwala buka,
Ka gore,
because I'm also focused on the research. So when you are doing a research and you are writing some of the things on the side, you end up being influenced by that. And ko morago o nna le o ka re anong wena o kopisa dilo hela tsa so di kwalang ka ha o di hirisetsa ka ha to scholarship, and it doesn't work. But it's a good thing. Now I like research. I like Botswana. There's one thing that they are letting us down. They don't research. They don't write. They, if you don't write, it means you don't read, because you can't write without reading. So we need to have people who they are development economists ile Botswana. The theories is already dirisantse. You see the theories about to hela ba mahatsasile. We can do it. We have that, and there are so many people who are writing. Even my research se ke di dirang ke quote bana ba Batswana mo ko bo UB ba ile gore le bone hela le mo bibliography ya me uta itela le gore there are a lot of scholars tsa Batswana. So we will write. We have to write. Le ene o ka taelara ka monela dino tsa simola kwala kana gore batho people they think go kwala ke gore bo itse sekgowa kana gore yeah kwala is reasoning. Yeah, it's reasoning.
Barry, is just a comment. This man was MP for 25 years. He won elections 5 times in a row. He's a political maverick. 25 years, 5 elections back to back won. How was that victory?
I think it's the people. Is that one is not an individual's victory. It's a people's victory. As I said, I took over when there were no developments. People who would have given up with the first term or the second term or the third term. But because I was telling people the truth and I was advocating for development, I was critiquing government, but within parameters of decency. I was explaining the difficulties that we are going through, and they were waiting for their time. They had hope. And like I said, I ended up trying to involve the private sector. When I had an opportunity, we started to develop villages. We started to encourage people. We were even helping people at individual levels. Baba Tandi Tuso relaying, because people need guidance. Happy people just need to be told the truth when they ask for assistance. If it's difficult, they must know the truth.
I know you're also a Land Cruiser enthusiast. Ke batla go convert. Ke batla go bontsha sengwe Slambisto. Go na le koloi e nngwe ke ntse ke bara ke ra ko letle kwano hela le tle go paka dikoloi hantle ha hela e be le tlela motlotlegi e le gore ntle e mo tshwanetse e re ka motsenya mo gone gore re mo convert maloba ke bone o crown koloi ya me ka ko manyana ka kwa we bone re irile am fort.
No, it's a good view. I didn't know about it, but it's a good one.
It's a good one.
So no, it's not that I'm a yes, I like Land Cruiser. In fact, Toyota, the whole family of Toyota, because because of the terrain in the rural areas, we are Komaraking, we are Kai. I started off with a Hilux, a Hilux 4x4. Second hand, not second hand, the Malaysia. A very old vehicle. I was, I had carburetor. Where I look it's a petrol engine, overflowed. Ulala monaching if you are not mechanically. So I started there with the Toyota all along, then Land Cruiser. Yeah. But there are other good vehicles. I'm not saying the Land Cruiser is the only one. It has got a tough skin. It also duration at the but in the long, it becomes very expensive when it's very old to maintain it because the parts are very very expensive. So in the goal exam when I was a magai like isa but you keep it to that level, then it becomes very very expensive. So there are other good vehicles for deleting where so that even in terms of the shape the quality is the tshwana when I go le dingwe tse di kileng tsa tshwana go tshwana tota in the past go the Ford Korea le Ford net ke Ford Korea le Mazda Korea.
Nyane re se yona kotse Gabz FM, power to engage your world. We'll be back. Listen, we're only taking 3 or 4 calls. Call quick before re tswa mo studio. Ke a go bontsha motlotlegise ke se mo tshwaretseng ko tlase. Stand by for that.
Power to engage your world. Power to engage your world. Gabz FM is committed to reporting news that is accurate, broadcast comment that is fair, and adhere to the highest standards of journalism. If you think we're not living up to this code, you can forward your complaint to the program's manager at Private Bag, PO 319 Gaborone, or call us at 317-0905, or email info@gabzfm.co.pw, or to the Botswana Communications Regulatory Authority, BOCRA, at Private Bag 00495 Gaborone, or call 395-7755. See, power to engage your world. 91.4 FM.
Real, being true to yourself. It's living and doing your passion. Everything that it's flying high, reaching for your dreams, breaking glass ceilings.
That's iconic. That's iconic. Icon. Monarchy icon. Master everything. What's the icon? Icon get icon. Hakamadite like a pair of Tython. It's iconic sounds, iconic songs, iconic news, conversations, iconic. 12 to 3 hang out with the iconic dude. Right here on Gabz FM, the iconic group. Dollar maga, be iconic. Dollar maga, show 'em what iconic do. It's iconic. It's iconic. It's iconic. Iconic.
It's Gabz FM, power to engage your world. Iconic is the name of the show. Iconic Conversations. 395-6962. That is the number to call
like
us.
I said, a lot of
we're live on radio. Yes.
Actually, we need to use Relay Botswana and Rekwala, Pemba, Dr. Professor Pemba, Bosilika, and others. And I always read the literature.
Microphone.
Yeah, Botswana.
We all love this Mr. Slumber. He's a breath of fresh air. That's a message from Yvonne Moka. Re go sogofaletse ke yone molaetsa o re tseneng ka one gore ga te o tswelele ba go ratile tota ke ipotsa gore ha no le ko officing ne ba sa lemoge gore e ntse ko wena he.
But I love people. I love especially livelihoods is about to have to really change, and the culture ya rona ya dependency and beneficiaries it should change. That's why sometimes I like tough times, not only to wish tough times. Even farmers, as we move around, for the first time you see farmers participating, ba dira ditarata, ba goga ditarata, volunteering their time. This is what we have to do. Kana ke tloza bogolo culture ya rona ya mophato. Go dira le mephato do di dirwa ka mephato. So tough times will teach us good lessons for the future and make us a tough nation. We can't be a nation of people babatago hiwa sengwe le sengwe for free.
Molaetso mo ke o gate ga wa utlwala ga wa araba ka domi kana ba dira tamaso tsonetse gore do you think that there could be a comeback kana go ile hela yana o mongwe ba re o santse o belaela eng Motswana ke moletsa.
No, Ghana comeback is not what you wish. It's what people see as a change that they have to happen. It's up to the leadership that are there to bring the party back. So it's not just because so and so is not happy because so and this party A the really sells. Like I'm saying, we also had our own omissions. We also had our own challenges, and it's not that we have done the best. Well, Alina Isulelo was doing very well in the 1970s. We never took the opportunity to be a real developed country in terms of creation of employment, fighting poverty, and so forth. And my study now is about poverty in the rural areas. Is because there are certain things that we need research and understand in order to address the problems. So Domi is there. It has got a chance like any other party which is there. It's 50-50 for every party. Even a party that you may want to form tomorrow, it can stand a chance to win, depending on how genuine you are and how you understand the issues of Botswana, the problems of Botswana. You're visionary.
Another text message says, ask him to debank why he changed his names. Now I know, and I want him to clear the myth and lies around it. Why did you change?
There is no myth. You simply go to my village and ask all my siblings and ask them what is the surname, what's your father, what's your grandfather. There are 100 times millions of people who have changed their names for their own reasons. So I don't have any problem. There's no myth about it. And it doesn't improve anything for the lives of Botswana or improve anything for anybody. So even tomorrow, if I want to pick my grandmother, my grandfather's name, I do. So we are raised by families when we are young. And those families, we look upon them as our parents. The surname Molawa is my brother's name. And little did I know that my brother on our ladies. So as you grow up, as you mature, you want your kids also to know exactly who is your father.
Indeed.
As they know that you are their father. And my father is Tsogwane. So I don't see any myth about it. If you want to DNA, he can get DNA. So if he mystifies that with any crime, I'm there, I'm known. If there's a crime, it will follow you.
Indeed.
Whether you change your name or not, it's not an issue.
Afternoon Dollar kindly ask Mr. Slumber Hore, would he get back to standing for MP position if given a chance? He's a true advocate for community development. Would you stand?
No, Ghana, when you are a politician, all things being equal, you are a potential candidate.
I guess you've answered that one.
Yeah.
but these days, wa bua nane re mo tshaba re bona ali too serious. Re mo tshaba re mo libile. Ba re ne ba go sha Slambisto.
No, ya no, ele gore dia eso ne ba itshaba go le kae, ele gore ba ne ba tshaba.
Listen, we'll be back. He requested the song. This is ATI Bankalenkale. We tlo tsene hello bolletsa volume go godimo hela motsadi kana wa hokotsa ya go tlodi.
No, ke a fina. I dance when I'm alone.
Yeah. Gonna go tsonetse. Oh, lovely, lovely. Let's go. We'll be back to wrap up our conversation.
Remember yourself.
You're a conqueror, a warrior. That is very dangerous. That's who you are. Give it up to the most high God. Pediamo per l'umanella. Ma tutti puri musicisti di sera ventili barra, bella. I could have lost my life in an accident. Could have been cursed by a wizard. Despite all the odds against me. Yes, I believe. That's a mile when you go. The Matella when you go. That's a mile when you go. When you go. Our lives within your own hands. Element of surprise. Fire and water, the land and the air. Pay close attention. Got to be visioned. Everyday life gets stranger than fiction. Representing for call is spiritual. It's bigger than me. I'm only just an employee. God, I can't buy me. That's a man when you go. The Matella when you go. That's a man when you go. When you go. Kumangalagaling. That's a mile when you go. The Matella when you go. That's a mile when you go. The Matella when you go. When you go. Samaya. When you go. The Matarima.
Iconic, bold, and better.
Makani graduate, makale bulamba. Chanda piyelo basiri. Makale bulamba. Sipani yelo la se. Tono sanane mi komodo. Asuna ipero ya galovana. Tono sanane mi komodo. Asuna ipero ya galovana. Manang wayang gawin. Oh, yeah, lele. Manang wayang gawin. Evo kan wayang gawin. Oh, yeah, lele. Manang wayang. Ama we. Oh, yeah, lele. Manang wayang. way. I'm on the way, Sana Kundiko. Way. I'm on the way, Sana Kundiko. Atendo na pakele mana. Tende ukele, tende wakaku. Namasunda andenga kumeko. Anande kisera neno yempasha. Namasunda andenga kumeko. Anande kisera neno yempasha. Sana kuniko.
It's the iconic Ndingo Joa with Chanda Piwa, requested by Slumber Tsogwane.
Yeah.
Ir.
Delele, it's food for us, staple food for the
No
Kalanga.
ke itse maswe. Delele ke itse maswe delele. Ha gona sejo se ke sa se itse. Wa bona ela hore o ke wa dijo. Go na le molaetsa ke gate dollar me Slumber ke bro e sharp. Ke feel gore ela ne le dipolitiki ela. He was my headmaster ko ma Thubudukwane. Oh. Headmaster?
Deputy headmaster.
Deputy
But
headmaster.
I get him most of the time the headmaster and what WDC you head.
Take a call. Gabz FM, you're live on radio. Hi.
Hi, Dollar.
Welcome to the show.
Quick one. Into Minister for my HH, leader of house, captain of the team, Mobile the charity fund. Mumpoletani Utami Antamota, I always already the poor daddy and the car. Has always amazed me that it was too much a good article. And then I didn't line here, my grega.
Thank you. Reta Moridion Otla Araba. How many languages do you speak?
No, I don't have many languages. I don't know why.
Bare Libera Kaiti Libon for
No, what I speak 30 languages anyway. I speak a language Yarona, Swana, Kalanga.
Okay.
Any language that is related to Kalanga. Like Onale Sinajwa related to Kalanga.
Okay.
And Onale go Zimqua Lebone Vanali Babatwango Harare. Vanali language related to Kalanga.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Malaitso mo rate ekare letla skile re bolelle gore mogolo ke motsetsi. Is it true?
Yeah, I have twins. I have kids.
Twins? Oh, congratulations.
But they're getting to be 2 years soon.
Okay. Okay. How is that? Hey,
It's a busy house.
It's a busy house. I can imagine. The twins. Boys, girls?
Boy and girl.
Boy and girl. Congratulations, sir. Ah, well done. Ra go lebogisa. Nyame gore la re Batswana ke batho ba gago ba itse dio tse. dio ka bontsi nna ebile ha ke re yana ka rong nyawa e be molaetsa o timetse me ra itumela. And thank you so much for coming through. Thank you very much for being the great man that you are. We love interacting with you. Final words as we let you step out.
No, me, Lena Kilebo Botswana. The good job that you are doing by media.
Thank you.
Is not the olden type of media. It was about fights and that. You are researching, you are interviewing people, you are writing, you are helping the country to progress. Le bone Batswana ba eme ka dinao kana ba ne ba tshulogile ko tšhema-tšhema ba ne ba tshulogile ko thuo le toto ba ne ba tshulogile ko timo le toto but there will be other good things. They shouldn't give up. They shouldn't worry. Like I said, the government and the tough time that we are going through is going to change our culture. Anymore. So they must also keep the good work they're doing as a government. The most important thing is peace. And I've forgotten that I've been awarded an award for peace. And I've done a lot in terms of peace, bringing peace in Botswana that many people maybe don't know, between government and some tribes. Local government, I managed to bring peace. Some chiefs were not in good terms with the former president. Basa meeting, President Kama. But I managed to bring such chiefs and talk to them and show them the importance of supporting the leader. So there are so many things that we've done to bring peace. I'm the only minister of local government who recognized Morahi recognized by Yei, I recognized by Subia. Although Malubavane Babata Hotenya Kadimunana Babasa, but they recognize a Kusura, but he took them to court and he won the case. So we have to do good things for our country.
I am told that, well, I was told by a friend of mine, the then opposition bloc, that he was the trusted person to mediate their differences. Whenever the opposition was fighting, they would go to his house for him to mediate away from the public eye, and they trusted him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because without peace, we cannot go anywhere. And peace is not selective. It has to be universal. It has to be inclusive.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Slumber Slambisto, Dr. Chippy Tsogwane. Thank you so much, Slambisto.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of your day and keep being happy, keep being welcoming. Blind. Thank you.
Aborone. Power to engage your world on 96.2.
Can't make it to the Mascom Batanani walks, you can still make a difference for just 250 pula. You can register for the virtual walk and support the cause from wherever you are. Your contribution will go a long way in saving or helping create a safer community for children. Because when communities come together to protect the child, everyone wins. Register to donate today through Mascom Maizaka or Mascom Online and step up for child safety. Okay, goes next.
Sports is something of a high value. Right from the grassroots. We don't take that serious.
Gabz FM invites you to a powerful sports development panel discussion themed Building Sustainable Sport Development Pathways in Mining Communities.
No, can't be whatever you want. When things get tough, forget to love. Just let sunshine shine on your darkest face. But don't be the same. Life can be hard. No, no, can't be whatever you want. When things get tough, forget to love. Just let the sunshine shine on your darkest face. Oh, 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 no, 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 oh, oh, no, 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 yeah. Don't be discouraged, don't be discouraged, but darling, you'll find a way, you'll find a way, don't you doubt. It's only a matter of time. Don't be discouraged, don't be discouraged, but darling, you'll find a way, you'll find a way, don't you doubt. It's only a matter of time. Don't be discouraged, don't be discouraged, but darling, you'll find a way, you'll find a way, don't you doubt it. It's only a matter of time. Don't be discouraged, don't be discouraged, but darling, you'll find a way, you'll find a way, don't you doubt it. It's only a matter of time. Time, it takes time, time, it gets harder at times. Don't let people rush you. It takes time. You'll find what is meant for you. It takes time. Time.
Music taken from South African breakaway artist. His name is Brandon Kugu. This one is called Time. It was a really big debut single for him, released towards the end of last year. It is only a matter of time. It brings us to one of my favorite parts of the show. It's called Let's Talk About It. And every single week we try and dissect why are we the way that we are, both as men and as women, as people just trying to navigate this thing called adulthood. And week in, week out, I'm joined by two young ladies. The first and foremost in the way of Joyce Moseki, who's a behavioral change and mental health advocate. Good afternoon to you, Joyce. Always nice to see you and welcome back.
Hi, Keiko.
Are you
Thanks
well?
for having me. I'm very good.
That's
Very good.
fantastic.
Thank you.
And she wasn't here last week, but she does return this week. Mimi Dintwe, who's, of course, a psychologist, and she's going to be talking to us from that spectrum as well. Good afternoon to you, Mimi, and welcome back.
Thank you for having me, Keiko. How are you doing?
You know, I love this question because I generally have a one response. Anytime somebody asks me how I'm doing, I always tell them I am always well, even when I am not. So yes, I'm always well, but today is one of those days that I think. Hey, so why don't we begin today? Keep like it's because you know what?
Really?
No, I think generally speaking, there's but let me not make this about myself. I think let me introduce the conversation, and then I think we will understand as to why I think it makes a lot of sense to a lot of people. Now, once again, folks, as a bit of a preamble, Botswana continues to face growing mental health challenges reflected in rising cases of passion killings, gender-based violence, workplace tension, bullying, and emotional distress across communities. These issues are not isolated; they impact families, productivity, and the quality of service delivery across sectors. But despite this, there remains a gap in consistent, accessible platforms where mental health is discussed openly, practically, and without stigma, especially in formats that resonate with everyday experiences. And for that reason, we are having this conversation. The show is called Let's Talk About It. And today, we're going to be talking about why are people so angry and understanding the emotions that we just don't talk about, from things such as heartbreak to rage, and why emotional pain sometimes turns out to be dangerous. Now, recent events have once again forced us to ask some very, very difficult questions about how we deal with rejection, disappointment, betrayal, and of course, emotional pain. Today's conversation isn't just about judging people or discussing crime statistics. It is also about understanding what happens psychologically when emotions are ignored, bottled up, or expressed destructively. We will explore why anger is often the emotion that we show instead of sadness or fear. Uh, the difference between a healthy breakup and emotional dependency, why rejection feels unbearable for some people, the role of emotional intelligence in relationships, how unresolved trauma can influence our reactions, and when emotional pain becomes a danger to ourselves as well as to others. So, where do we begin, Joyce? Where do we begin? Maybe just give me a bit of an introduction as to why this subject matter, why is it so important to discuss our anger that sometimes turns to be a little bit something else? Yeah, yeah.
Hi, yes, it's quite a difficult one. But yes, thanks for having us today, Kego. This discussion in particular is it's quite hard to address because how is it I address as someone would be like, oh, so now you're calling me sensitive, or you feel like I'm not mature enough to handle this situation. But I feel like I always go back to the whole digitization area that we're in. Social media enables a lot of projection in people's relationships or how they relate with people. So it's very, very important that we separate the two organically. So for that line that says there's what you are projecting based off what you feed yourself online, and there's what you can respond to based on your experience. Evidently, this is how you experience something, and this is how you can go about the solution. And oftentimes, when we take it to the relationship aspect, we attach ourselves to so many things. It's okay to be fond of something. It's okay to like something, to like someone, to like your job, to like something that you spend a lot of time in. So, primarily relationships and jobs, because these make up most of our days, right? But also, who are you as an individual away from those things so that you have a safety net to fall back on?
Yeah.
So, that's where we find a lot of people. Hey,
You can't be defined like Kago on radio is not who Kago is outside of work. I can't be
yes,
defined by the guy on the radio.
yes. But also you can also be defined by the other side of you that's not known by many, the intimate side of you that's more softer if you're known as a tough person at work.
Very tough guy.
Are you but like, so there's different elements to it. So I think a lot of us thought we're quick to express anger. You know how sometimes it's important, sometimes you watch these podcasts where someone says, don't be quick, be slow to
Be slow to anger.
be slow to anger, because sometimes you don't know what you're reacting to, or what's the basic, catalyst to that thing.
Hey, should we do the kanya or I think the underlying question here is, of course, when does love stop being love and it becomes something else? What it borders on being controlling. Let me bring you into this conversation, Mimi. Let's talk about this issue that Joyce has raised when it comes to anger and why it is so often a secondary emotion. Why is this the first go-to for a lot of people, especially men? Ke eng re batla gore ha motho a teng a sa itumela something, why do we shout? Why do we scream? Why do we break things? Why do we hurt things that we otherwise claim to love?
I think it's important for us to first go back to the basics, understanding your emotions. Ole Kego, Ole Joy say, what is the relationship I have with my emotions. When I am angry, how do I express it? When I am sad, when I am happy, when I'm excited, when I'm disappointed, all those emotions that you feel because you're a human being. So you're going to feel all these emotions throughout your entire lifetime. So it's important for a when only Keigo, if for instance on this past weekend you got into an altercation with your brother and you reacted a certain way, post that interaction, do you ever sit down and say and ask yourself, why did I react the way that I did? Where did that stem from? Because our reactions all stem from somewhere. Like you're asking now about anger. Why is it that we're quick to go to anger? Trauma, your emotions are all found in your body. That's why people who practice mindfulness will always say to you, it's important for you to exert what you're feeling through physical activity, either deep breath, working out, running, whatever it may be, because the emotions stay trapped in your body. But the way that your body is wired, the way that you're created is it has to exist in a certain state. E leng gore ga o imelwa ke emotion e nngwe e tshwanetse gore etso that's why o lela ga o itumetse thata ka nako o lla o utlwile botlhoko because it has to come out physiologically. So for some people, as opposed to the crying, as opposed to finding healthy alternatives, throwing a punch is going to be the way in which that negative emotion is exerted out of their body.
You know, I'm actually, as you're saying this, and I think this happens for a lot of people, whereby you know the lack of physical activity, it then tends to, it you know if you're not physical, like you're saying, Mimi Hore, you know, sometimes these things need to come out. We need a release of some sort, and if you don't have one of those things, but I mean, you know, we work such tedious jobs. You know, you work 9 to 5 the entire day, and when you knock off, you just want to do nothing but go home and relax. So. Ke a go utlwa, mme,
We run 5 a.m. Okay.
now those are the golden hours for sleeping.
Golden hour for sleeping. No, no, no. You're making excuses for not being your healthiest because you need to understand that your mental health is part of your physiological health.
Okay,
So
okay,
if
okay.
you Ra,
No, ke a go utlwa, Emma.
if you can find 2 hours to go out with your boys, go parents le hang ka se bua ka dina mo moyeng. O ka bona 2 hours wa gore o tsaye a walk. I didn't say run. I didn't say go to the gym. You can walk around your neighborhood. It's free of charge. You don't have to have any special equipment. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just tlwaela ka jarata ka saetso ebile wena o berekang motshegare o na le nako e ntsi ke go ga ona excuse wena.
Yeah, no, the honest truth is actually I walk my dog in the morning, so
So tell me how therapeutic that is for you.
no, same. It's social got benefits. Like it really, really is. Like waikaka, nyawaitets. Even if you listen to music, it is something that is really I can't put a price tag on it. But let's come back to you, Joyce, because you know when you were talking about men and how we tend to deal with things, there's a song from a young man in BW. His name is Hansi. The song is called Rejection, that I'm afraid of Kutula Mabotla. So I guess I have to ask you, you know, how has social media made rejection more public and harder to heal from? Get if you're a person who dates in the public and you have a big falling out or a big breakup, it tends to feel like the world is falling on your shoulders. So talking about the correlation between social media and rejection and how it is that a person can try and remove themselves from that.
And I always go back to the importance of emotional intelligence. You don't need to be the most brilliant minded person or the most intelligent to balance off your capacity of emotional intelligence. That's why when it comes to social media, I always say to people, guys, there's what you can keep private, but not a secret. Not everybody needs to know everything that's happening in your lives. What you expose out there for people to feed on social media, just have a guarantee or you're opening yourself for any kind of judgment. You know, if you're not a celebrity and you don't owe anyone any kind of even some celebrities don't even, you know, announce or post when they're getting married or when they're having their first children or anything, you know. So when I hela setse o ipona o tsaya o menega senepe sa gago le motho It's all the story. Ke reng?
Simula o delete di picture tsa lona tse ne di le mo
And
mo
then
social media.
kgantele batho tla ba re, "Uhu, I saw his feed or her feed. Their pictures are no longer there." What did you expect people to say? You're putting everything out there for people to judge and scrutinize and track and keep monitoring. So it's very important. If you don't want the attention that you know you can't handle, don't even create that opportunity. So gape e tlhela go tshameka ka this phrase, "Hey, elang bathong re imetswe, re imetswe." And people, I don't think people understand the gravity of that phrase or that statement. Batho ba imetswe and they don't know what to do about it because same as that phrase, hey, una hila chomi, have you healed? And they play about it, but it's an actual serious thing. Motho o tla ba thomaganya 5 relationships, 6 relationships in 1 year. It's not that you need to heal after a relationship. There's that one big heartbreak that will always need you to like step back and regulate and recenter and everything. But there's those young talking stages and all, you know what? But let me ask you a quick question. If you really have these people in your circle of friends, your single friends or your friends that are currently single right now that you know of, hela sentle gore ba single, would you say that people that are regulated and have healed and come to terms that something didn't work out and they're now more cognizant of what they deserve, they're avoiding the red flags now as opposed to then they are now knowing gore, okay, ga ke rale selo ke a dikologa jaanong, wa bona, I'm avoiding that path. I consciously know. And sometimes such people ba kgona go tla go, hey, wa itha o rata dilo. No, they've learned their lesson. Simple. Hela ka ngwana o ntse o re, hela go agisa tshutsu, and then eventually o mo shapa letsogonyana le, they are learning a lesson. They know that that thing is hot, I shouldn't touch it anymore. So yeah, heal, it's important. I know people play around with that statement. Oh, hey, I need to heal. Hey la, nako ke yone e seyong, re sta ko phomolong. But guys, healing is very important. And healing doesn't mean all of a sudden turning Christian, going to church every Sunday because someone broke your heart. It also means regulating. It also means identifying yourself, even if you're the victim of that misfortunate event. Lwena ipe mo cornering and say, what can I also fix about myself? Am I too lenient? Am I too, do I have my walls down? Am I not setting enough boundaries on how I should be treated? Ha e le gore wena ko wena the culprit, do I need to change my behavior? What is my problem for her? Should I really be around people when I know I'm not a good person?
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask us to split this into a two-part conversation because there's so much to unpack here. But maybe as a final question before I kindly ask us to put this on pause for the week, Azim and Mimi, let's talk about some healthy coping mechanisms. You talked about how we need releases in terms of if you're dealing with something, or if you just don't have, if you're dealing with something internally, it needs to come out in one way, shape, or another. So let's talk about it. If a person has dealt with a loss, because I mean, even a breakup is a loss of some sort. This person was in your life today and they're no longer in your life tomorrow. That is a loss that, grieving, you grieve is also, and from losing a parent, it's the same kind of emotions that you carry. So talk to me about just some quick ways with which a person can try and cope in a healthy manner.
Yeah. I think it's important for everyone to understand there's certain things that are beyond your control. And once you understand that, you'll be able to deal with things a little bit better. For instance, the conversation around relationships. When you're in a relationship with someone, Kego, I cannot control how you are going to treat me, how you are going to communicate with me. We can have conversations about, how we're going to relationship and all of that, but ultimately the decision lies with you. It's important for me, for my own